If you've ever felt stuck during API pen testing, or you're just not sure where to start, or what to do first, I've got something really useful for you today. To help you avoid that overwhelming feeling of not knowing what your next move should be, I'm sharing a systematic strategy that will guide you through the entire process in just 7 steps. Step 1. Identify API endpoints. So first up, we need to identify all the API endpoints using directory enumeration and brute force techniques. This is really important because APIs typically have way more endpoints than what's publicly documented. And finding these hidden or forgotten endpoints gives you the complete picture of what you're working with for all your subsequent testing. For this step, tools like Feroxbuster, Fefuff, Dirbuster, and GoBuster are going to be your best friends. Step 2. Find API documentation. Next, you'll want to search for any API documentation you can find. Swagger specs, open API files, developer portals, anything like that. Documentation is incredibly valuable during pen testing because it shows you exactly how the API is supposed to work, what parameters it expects, and how authentication is handled, which helps you quickly identify where the actual implementation might have security gaps. Step 3. Understand the backend architecture. Now, try to figure out how the backend actually works by analyzing things like response headers, error messages, and timing patterns. Understanding the technology stack is really important because different frameworks and languages have specific vulnerabilities. So once you know what you're dealing with, you can focus your testing on weaknesses that are relevant to that particular setup. Step 4. Identify supported HTTP methods. For each endpoint you found, test which HTTP methods are actually supported. Get, post, put, delete, and so on. This step matters because developers often implement the main methods they need, but forget to properly restrict others, which could let you modify or delete data when you shouldn't be able to. And knowing this helps guide your authorization testing. Step 5. Identify supported and hidden content types. Test each endpoint with different content type headers, like JSON, XML, and form data to see what it accepts. This is important because an API might handle one content type securely but have vulnerabilities with another, like XML injection issues. And sometimes, accepting unexpected content types can bypass input validation entirely. You can start this step by intentionally triggering errors and then checking if they disclose any valuable information. Step 6. Fuzz for hidden endpoints. Use fuzzing to discover hidden endpoints by systematically modifying known paths, like changing /API/user/update to /API/user/delete or /API/admin/update. This is really critical because developers tend to follow naming patterns, and these undocumented endpoints often lack proper security controls since they weren't meant to be accessible, which can give you access to sensitive functionality. Step 7. Find hidden request parameters. Finally, test for hidden or undocumented parameters by adding common parameter names to your requests. If the software framework automatically binds request parameters to fields on an internal object, this might lead to the consequence that the application supports parameters that were never intended to be processed by the developer. For example, when updating a user's password, you could try to also update their role by including a hidden role parameter in the same request. That's all. For sure, there is no universal strategy that will magically work for every single API out there. Successful pen testing always requires you to really understand the specific product you're testing and adapt your approach accordingly. But following these steps methodically will give you a solid foundation and a clear starting point for exploring any API. And that's honestly half the battle. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.